speaks, if one settling a pillow by her head should say, "That is not what I meant at all, that is not it at all." When he will ask a question from the lady, and that lady is settling a pillow by her head, and if she will say, "That is not what I meant at all, that is not it at all." Now he finally completes the sentence. The sentence goes, "Would it have been worth it after all if lady, if one settling a pillow by her head should say, that is not what she meant at all, that is not it at all." Here we can see, "That is not what I meant at all, that is not it at all" is written in inverted commas. It means that these are the words of that lady. He imagines, Prufrock is imagining his worst case scenario, कि अगर वो क्वेश्चन पुट करता है तो उसमें वर्स्ट केस क्या हो सकता है. He has asked her big question, though we still don't know what it is. We don't know about the question. But if she replies that she has been misunderstood, at any rate, he never asked the question because he was too afraid of getting rejected, so he will never know that is what she meant. And would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile after the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novels, after the teacups, after the skirts that trail along the floor, and this and so much more? It is impossible to say just what I mean. He is still thinking in worst case scenario mode. Prufrock wonders if it would have been worth it if after him and his love have experienced all of these nice but trivial pleasures of everyday middle class life, including sunsets, novels, teacups. But he can't finish this thought. After the word floor, trail along the floor, we can see that the sentence is not completed. If we had to guess, we might say that he is afraid that if his big question didn't go over well, it would throw a wrench in his tidy, polite, inoffensive life. But Prufrock is right about one thing. He is totally incapable of saying what he means, and this and so much more, and it is impossible to say just what I mean. But as if a magic lantern threw the nerves and patterns on a screen, would it have been worthwhile if one settling a pillow or throwing off a shawl and turning towards the window should say, "That is not it at all, that is not what I meant at all"? Now Prufrock comes up with the right words to say what he means. It's as if the words locked in his nerves were being projected by a magic lantern onto a screen for him to read. But in typical Prufrock fashion, even the right words are disappointing. It is just another image of a woman sitting on a couch or a bed and saying that she has been misunderstood. Once again, it is implied that he doesn't think asking her would have been worth the risk of rejection. So we are understanding by the words of Prufrock that he is afraid of rejection. That's why he is not able to put his question in front of that lady. "No, I'm not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. I'm an attendant lord, one that will do, to swell a progress, start a scene or two, advise the prince, no doubt an easy tool, deferential, glad to be of use, politic, cautious, meticulous, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse, at times indeed almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool." In the beginning of this poem, we have seen that Eliot has used Dante's words in the epigraph of the poem, and here again a reference to other poet, and that is William Shakespeare. We can understand that aside from Dante, the poet whom Eliot loved most was Shakespeare. So here is a Shakespeare's reference, and it is from his famous drama Hamlet. In Hamlet, the title character is an indecisive person. Much like Prufrock has been for most of the poem, Hamlet can't decide whether or not to kill his uncle, even though his uncle has committed some really awful crimes. हैमलेट की स्टोरी में हम देखते हैं कि हैमलेट के फादर का उनको उसके अंकल ने किल किया. ही नोज वेरी वेल अबाउट दैट थिंग, बट इवन देन ही इज़ नॉट केपेबल to take action. He is indecisive. So like Prufrock, Hamlet can seem like a coward who talks too much. But now Prufrock says he is not like Hamlet after all. Prufrock compares himself to a minor character in the play, one of the attendants who serve the king, and we think he is talking about Polonius. Polonius is other character in the play Hamlet, and here Prufrock compares himself with Polonius. In Hamlet, Polonius is the father of Ophelia, who is the heroine, and everyone respects him because he always takes the cautious route and acts like an easy tool. Even Shakespeare uses him to start a scene or two in the play, then kills him off around the midway point. Polonius talks a good game. He uses fancy words and proverbs in the play Hamlet, but in the end, he is kind of a dunce. As Prufrock so cautiously puts it, he is almost ridiculous and almost like the fool. With this recognition, Prufrock has finally arrived at a pretty honest assessment of himself. It is a bit late, however, to do anything about it. It's never good to just say, yeah, I'm a tool, but oh well. So here we can see that Prufrock compares himself with Polonius, not with Prince Hamlet. Shall I part my hair behind? Do I dare to eat a peach? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. As one of the annotated guides to Eliot's poem put it, parting your hair behind was considered daring bohemian at the time. Prufrock is still trying to make all kinds of tiny decisions now that he has missed his big chance. As always, he is interested in the small pleasures of food and fashion, like the peach and the white flannel trousers. He is also going to check out the ocean. Maybe he will talk about how he wants to be a crab again. So he is talking about himself. He asks, shall I part my hair behind, or do I dare to eat a peach? I have heard the mermaid singing each to each. So now he is not talking about crabs. Here he is talking about mermaids. Prufrock can't keep track of what time it is. So he says he has heard the mermaids singing to each other, as if this event were already in the past. I do not think that they will sing to me. Even the mermaids won't sing to him. Where is his self-confidence? I do not think that they will sing to me. And here we can see that the cowardly nature of Prufrock is reflected here. He is not able to take decision. I have seen them riding seaward on the waves, combing the white hair of the waves brown black. When the wind blows the water white and black. Of all the things Prufrock claims to have seen, the mermaids are definitely the coolest. These mermaids look like they are surfing on the waves with their tails. The only troubling sign is that the waves have white hair, which makes us think of old people. So here Prufrock is realizing about his old age. He's getting old. He's a middle-aged person, and now he is thinking about his age. We have lingered in the chambers of the sea by seagulls wreathed with seaweed red and brown till human voices wake us and we drown. This is a kind of an it was all a dream ending, but even weird. Prufrock brings us back into the picture, saying that we have been hanging out in the ocean with him. The word chambers has two meanings here. It can refer to small cramped spaces or it can refer to rooms. Prufrock has spent significant amount of time lurking outside of rooms and imagining women who are wrapped in shawls and laying on pillows. We don't know who the seagull are, but they don't seem quite as majestic as the mermaids. The ending is a signal that Prufrock has truly grown insane, or that his true self is really more crab-like than human, or that yes, he has been dreaming the whole time. One thing is clear, that Prufrock's story does not turn out well. So this is all about the poem. In this poem we can see that it is a type of internal monologue. Instead of saying dramatic monologue, we can call it an internal monologue, because here confession is not to an external party but to a part of one's own self. The you is not a friend or passive listener in this poem, but you is a part of Prufrock's own split consciousness. Protagonist has tried to ask an overwhelming question, but he suddenly retreats from it. There are 18 free verse paragraphs in this poem. Prufrock tries hard to come to a decision, but he feels that the journey is mental because Prufrock doesn't move from his place at all. The time proposed for the visit is the time of evening. And Prufrock imaginatively goes towards the room where women are sitting, and he has no heroic quality. He explains that he is not Lazarus or he is not Hamlet, was the Prince of Denmark. He escaped into an imaginary world of unreal love with mermaids. The mermaids represent the lost dream, a vision of romantic beauty flashed across his tired mind, and he is absorbed in the contemplation of mermaids. But this attraction is transitory, and he is brought back to the world of tea parties and social chatters. Thank you.